Lesson 2-4 Practice, Combining Polynomials. Question 1. Here are two expressions whose product is a new expression A. 5x to the fourth plus blank times x cubed times 4x to the blank power minus 6 equals A. Andre says that any real number can go in either of the boxes and A will be a polynomial. Which of the following explains whether or not he is correct? All right, so because this exponent is 3, when we multiply exponents, we add them. So this box, they're calling it the second box, has to be it cannot be less than -3, or when we add them, the exponent would be negative, and it would not be a polynomial. So the second box cannot be less than 3. Okay, so that's B. Andre is not correct because the second box needs to be an integer greater than or equal to -3. Otherwise, it will not be a polynomial. Question 2. Len divides the polynomial 2x squared minus 4 times x plus 1 by 4 and gets 0.5x squared minus x plus 0.25. Complete the explanation to determine whether or not 0.5 times x squared minus x plus 0.25 is a polynomial. It blank a polynomial because all the exponents are blank. It is a polynomial because all the exponents are whole numbers. All right. An expression is still a polynomial when the coefficients are, well, they're decimals, but decimals are the same as fractions. So that fraction is 1/2, and that's 1/4. Question 3. What is the result when any two integers are multiplied? A positive integer? No, you could multiply a positive times a negative and get a negative. A negative integer? No, you could multiply a negative times a negative and get a positive. An integer? Yes. An even number? No, you can multiply. And get an odd number. Question 4. Claire wants to make an open top box by cutting out corners of a 30-inch by 25-inch piece of poster board and then folding up the sides. The volume V of x in cubic inches of the open top box is a function of the side length x in inches of the square cutouts. Which of the following is an expression and reasonable domain for V of x in this context? All right, so we cut it to create the box, we have to cut out 4 corners. So we're going to cut out 2 corners from the length. So we're going to subtract 2x from 30, and we're going to subtract 2x from the width, which is 25, times the height, which is x. Again, we're going to subtract the 4 corners, so the minus the 2x and minus 2x. To find the reasonable domain, the width is 25 minus 2 times x, so 2 times 12.5 is 25, so that would be 25 minus 25, which is 0. Question 5. Identify the degree, leading coefficient, and constant value of each of the following polynomials. All right, the highest exponent for f of x is 5, so the degree is 5. The highest exponent for h of x is 3, so the degree is 3. The highest exponent for g of x is also 3, so the degree is 3. The leading coefficient for f of x. The leading coefficient is the number in front of the highest degree term. The number in front of x to the 5th is 2. The leading coefficient is 2. You can see there is no number in front of x cubed, so the leading coefficient is 1. 1 times x cubed is x cubed. And the leading coefficient for the x cubed term here is -4. -4 is the same as -4. The constant value, -6 or -6. The constant value for h of x, 2. And the constant value for g of x, this is plus 5.4, 5.4. Last question. Which point is a relative minimum? All right, as I told you before, relative minimum is a valley. You can see this is a relative minimum, but they don't have it marked. It's a valley, so the only relative minimum that they have marked is A.